Beanie here with Happiness Matters, the show, another episode, and of course Mo is here, and we're in this amazing, cool, was it 150-year-old little cabin?
150 years old this year.
This year, wow. You gonna do a party?
1869, yeah, we should have a birthday party.
We should. So, this is my friend, Charlie, and is it Cyril or Searle?
Searle.
Searle.
Yep, like girl with an S.
Oh, okay, I like that. And we're actually here on, that's your family ranch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been in your family for?
I think they bought it in the mid-90s.
Okay,
so
very cool.
Not real long, but...
Right, and they have the coolest, most amazing Longhorns, and I'm going to shoot some video afterwards of them.
If you want to, we can get them up here and you can feed them by hand.
Oh, yes!
Get some footage of that.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Mo will be like, but that's okay. So, that is so cool. So tell me a little bit about this amazing cabin. It is so cool.
This is one of two buildings left from an old town called Gwillimville.
Okay.
A guy named Gwillem R. Gwillem.
Huh.
Gwillem.
Gwillem.
From Wales.
Wales,
Came
England?
to America.
Okay.
Wales, yeah. And they settled in Illinois at first, but he didn't like the weather there. I don't know if it was just too humid or too flat or what, but they ended up here.
Okay.
And then his brother came a few years later, and then a couple other brothers came, and they started a settlement here, and it became a town.
Oh, okay.
Called it Gwillimville.
Oh, okay.
Gwillem R. Gwillem and Gwillimville, and there was, I think in its heyday, probably 25 families right in the neighborhood. They had a creamery. They produced cheese. They sold cheese in the Springs.
Okay.
They raised potatoes here. They farmed. There was a saloon, a hotel, a school eventually, a church.
Oh.
It was a little town. It was the stagecoach came through here between Springs and Denver.
That is just so cool.
There's Springs right on the other side of 105.
Right, and then
there's Springs right here, and this little tributary is West Cherry Creek.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Cherry Creek that meets East Cherry Creek up by Castlewood Canyon, you know, and runs into Cherry Creek Reservoir.
So cool.
The high school is named after it. So this is the beginning of Cherry Creek right in this pasture.
It's so beautiful here.
Yeah, so the stage ran along here on the creek down to Denver. And
that is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Mo is panting because he was running around outside checking out the cattle, and it's like those are weird looking dogs for him. And then he couldn't figure out how to get back through the fence to come here, so he was a little freaked out.
Live and learn.
I know. So yes, we met networking, in case you're wondering.
It's been a while.
It's been.
I think you came out here to one of our barn things in 2013.
Yes, but I think we met before.
Something.
So I think you were like one of the first people I met when I started networking when we moved here about 10 years ago.
And didn't scare you off?
No, no. I always knew you were cool.
Huh?
I'm tough, but I knew you were cool. No, you're just awesome, and yeah. I mean, you just you're like one of my people.
Remember that.
It's like, remember that.
Huh?
Yes, you are. No, you really are. You're a lot of fun to be around, and I love stalking you on Facebook.
That's why we only see each other once a year. I'm so fun to be around. That's funny.
And I hang my head in shame.
Yeah, it's shame on you. But we do live a ways apart.
Right. I live on the south side of Colorado
Springs. But with Facebook, it's like you're always up in each other's grills anyway.
Exactly. But so you guys took over the farm. So you took over the farm, or
bought this? There wasn't anything here. It was just land.
Oh, that was just land.
There were these buildings here. The ruins of the hotel was here. We covered that up because it was just a big hole and a hazard. But it was just pasture land.
Oh, okay.
Basically, built a barn up there. My folks built their house in 2000. I built my house up the hill in 2001, and just sold it last summer. And the opportunity came to actually live in here, and it was not livable before. It was mainly mice and flies and stuff. But by last year, it was the reclamation project was about done. We got power here last year, and actually Mountain View Electric.
Welcome to civilization.
Well, they thought it was so cool, Mountain View, that they came out here and did a full-page story on the project.
Oh wow, that's
Apparently
awesome.
They're not often putting power for the first time in 150-year-old buildings.
Right.
They thought it was pretty awesome. And then the final piece of the puzzle was getting internet. And we have
to be connected to the world.
We have connections with Comcast. We used to own, my family owned the cable system in Monument.
Oh, okay.
And that got sold to Adelphia, which went imploded. but Comcast took them over, so we've still got kind of connections with them, so we were able to get cable or get internet down here
Okay,
without it costing an arm and a leg.
Very cool.
Which is, it's a beautiful thing.
that is, yes, it
So
is a beautiful.
I've got my little kitchen, I've got my computer, I got the TV whenever I want.
Right, you
got
got
the
this
guitar,
beautiful
a little wood stove.
in here. It's like, it needs to move in my house. Not in the house I'm in right
Yeah,
now,
it's
but.
just me right now, so I've got everything I need within like 10 feet of me.
Right,
And I spend a lot of time
so you
out
could get
here
like one of
anyway.
those extender grabbers if you don't want to get up and just like
That's pretty
reach.
funny. I saw a thing in a satire that talked about a remote for a remote. You press the button to press your button. It's pretty funny. So you never have to move.
That is kind of sad. That, you know what that reminds me of? I have this vision. Have you ever seen Wall-E?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the little fat
movie?
people? Yeah, when they're not moving. You know,
Go.
the people.
Mhm.
They're just they because everything is remote and
Okay.
everything is being brought to them. And they're
Mhm.
just those round blobs.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
I know, sadly, yes. But
yeah, it's a cool thing here. I'm the guinea pig because we're thinking about the possibility of it being a B&B maybe.
oh, I like the cheese. That guys.
People who'd like to pretend like they're in the Old West 150 years ago, but still be 10 minutes from town.
Right.
So it's kind of nice. You got the cattle right here in your backyard.
Right. Now, do you guys have horses too then?
We've got, I think, 3 or 4 horses.
Okay.
And the cattle split time between here and Ellicott. We've got pasture down there,
Oh, okay.
east of the springs. So about half of them are here right now, half of them are down there. All of them will end up there for the winter. That's where the winter pasture is.
Okay, I get that because
But they
It gets
live a
cold
pretty
here.
good life. They just eat and drink and reproduce.
oh darn.
Yeah, what else could you ask for?
So has your family always been in ranching as long as you can remember?
Not for a living.
Not for a living.
No, my dad was in the magazine business, cable TV business, but he had cows when he was little, growing up in Yakima, Washington.
Okay.
So he always liked having horses and had some cows and bought Longhorns 45 years ago. And we ended up publishing the Texas Longhorn Journal magazine,
Oh wow.
which is nationally circulated for people who are interested in Longhorns.
So what's
Did that
special
for
about
25
Longhorns?
years. The way they look. is
Well, I know they do
one of
look-
the big things.
Right.
They look different. They're all different colors.
Mhm.
The history is a big thing because Columbus brought their ancestors over here 500 years ago.
Oh, wow.
To like what is now the Dominican Republic. Then they ended up in Mexico, and they went feral. You know, they were wild,
Right.
and ended up in Texas and Louisiana before the American cowboys started gathering up and using them for meat.
Oh, okay.
And so
Interesting.
they have a
And
big
that meat
history.
is really good.
It is.
It is
We're gonna
very,
be
very good.
Serving it, we're playing music at Boot Barn Hall Saturday night.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're putting our meat
Where's
on
that?
the menu. It's the new state-of-the-art dance hall. It's right by Bourbon Brothers by Bass Pro Shop.
Oh, here
On
in
Northgate?
Oh, on Northgate. Okay, here in
but
Colorado
it's a
Springs.
new dance hall thing that's got full barn restaurant and it's like state-of-the-art sound and lights and stuff.
Very cool.
Playing there Saturday night and they're putting our meat on the menu as a special.
Oh man,
pretty
and
cool.
I have a thing in Denver.
That's our loss.
Well,
You know,
no.
we'll hopefully get invited back, but
That's-
that's gonna be really cool.
I think it's my loss because
Yeah. it'll be fun.
you know, I so far, and I know I see your invitations to when you guys play, and it's like there's always something. I was like, drats.
Well, we're going to be doing a thing at Stargazers on the 24th. That's part of the 6035 community
Okay.
fundraiser. And then on the 31st, we're doing the Disgruntled Vet Fest at Sunshine Studios.
And when is that?
That's August 31st.
I like that. I
Saturday.
like the name of it.
Disgruntled Vet Fest, yeah. And they're raising money for vets.
Nice.
Pretty
You gonna
cool.
post that event on your Facebook?
I think it's already on our deal, but I'll check and make sure it's
so-
publicly.
I just got busted. Means I didn't look.
Yeah.
That's
There's
okay.
a bunch of bands, and it should be a pretty fun thing. We've never played at Sunshine Studios. So
Very
that'll be
cool.
fun. That's down closer to your neck of the woods. You know the place?
No.
It's way south, either Academy or Powers. I gotta look. I haven't
Okay.
been there in a while, but it's closer to you than me.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
but a bunch of bands raising money for vets.
I love that because I mean veterans. You know,
Awesome.
they're my people. My husband is a
There
vet.
you go. Yeah.
He did
Remember
30,
that.
he did 30 some years, so and it's like, yeah, there's the special
That's a
place
good
in my
thing.
heart.
Yeah, we're doing
All our military.
our Longhorns sale, which is this weekend.
Nice.
21st annual Rocky Mountain Select Texas Longhorn Sale. People come from around the country to buy and sell Longhorns.
So
and-
the full animal.
Yep.
The whole
yeah,
life
live
animal.
one, not meat. The whole thing, horns and all On the hoof, as they say, but people come from around the country.
Oh, they call it on the hoof?
Well, yeah, it means alive.
Oh, okay. Did you hear that? Learned
As
something.
opposed to on the half shell.
Um,
But we have people coming from consigning, people putting animals in the sale from probably
And that's here on the ranch?
a dozen states. No, it's actually out at Latigo Trails Equestrian Center in Black Forest.
Okay.
But that's Friday and Saturday. People from probably 12 or 13 states consign animals to sell, but there'll be people from at least that many states coming in to buy.
And you said this
People
is
come
the
and buy and
first
sell.
annoll?
21st.
Oh my, I just heard first.
Annual.
I'm like, 21st annual,
Yeah,
wow.
so we've been doing it for a
So
while.
if you miss this year, there's always next year.
But
And
don't
it's
use
always
that as an
here?
excuse in Latigo. Yeah, we have what's called a futurity on Friday where they judge young animals and people can bet on them like a horse race.
Huh,
So if the heifer you think is best in that class and you bet on her, if she wins it, it's not even your animals like betting on horses.
oh,
Then
okay.
you win some money.
Except they're not racing.
But the people, right, they just look at them. But the person whose animal it is wins some money, and the people who bet on her to win some money.
Huh,
And we have, we give away a couple of rifles and some buckles and stuff, and that's Friday. Friday night we have a party where we're gonna play music. We give away awards for that day, but the whole thing is, we're connected with what's called the Semper Fi Fund
okay.
for military
Veterans.
vets, disabled vets, and it's a thing that helps disabled vets do stuff they enjoy. So when they get out, they let them know what they would love to do and
Oh,
probably
wow.
can't do, don't have the means to do necessarily.
That's so awesome.
And that's how we met these people in 2014. They were people from around the country who had indicated they like to do Western stuff, cowboy stuff. They came out here and they were housed on the Air Force Academy for a week, and they gave them horses. They went on trail rides and stuff. And the last day they came out here for our annual roundup and branding and vaccinating thing where people come from around and help us round up the cattle, brand them, and all that stuff. And these Semper Fi Fund people came out that day,
Oh, wow.
and they were helping with it all.
Very
And what
cool.
was really amazing, there was a guy from California named Aaron, a paraplegic, in a wheelchair, and they had a special saddle for him. They got him up on a horse,
Oh, wow. That
roping,
is so
roping
awesome.
calves and stuff. Here, actually,
Oh my gosh,
check it out.
that is so cool. I love when people do
See?
awesome things.
There's him,
Uh-huh.
and here's him up on his horse.
Wow.
And that was 2014, and then the next
That's
year,
cool.
so every year at
I
our
want to take
sale
a picture
now,
of that and figure out how to put that in there
I can even
somehow.
send you the original.
Oh,
file.
that'd be great.
But, so starting the next year after that, our sale, we're tied in with them, and we auction off some stuff where the proceeds go directly to the Semper Fi Fund.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna have somebody here to represent them that'll talk for a minute and explain how the thing works. And
Right.
it's one of those, the entities that check out these charities and make sure they're not scams, that the money's going in the right hands. This one got a 5-star rating, that the
Nice.
money is actually going where it's supposed to go.
Good. Not to the CEOs
Not
and
to overhead,
yeah,
yes,
I like that.
to administrative
So
costs.
for that event, because you know me, do you guys do like entertainment there too, or is it
Friday night we're playing music. We have a banquet party and music.
Okay.
And then Saturday is the main sale where I think 60-some head of cattle will sell.
Okay.
And we do the benefit auction right before that where we sell a handful of items, including a farm set. These folks in Missouri every year bring up this little kid's farm set.
Uh-huh.
And they act like it's like a ranch has lost its lease and it has to be foreclosed. And they make a big deal out of it. But I think we've raised like $8,000 with this little farm set.
Oh wow.
For that
That's awesome.
charity,
That
because
is
people
awesome.
buy it and then they say sell it again, and it's pretty cool. And it ends up in the hands of the youngest person there. So whoever has kids there, we survey the room, and whoever's got the youngest kid gets to take the farm set home.
Did you hear that, guys? Have kids? That's the place
Yes,
to go.
it's pretty cool.
Well, the reason I was asking, and I don't know if you've heard, there's a group in the Springs, the Gold Canyon Gunfighters.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with them?
No, but I did gunfights for 3 summers.
Okay,
In
because
my
I
life.
had a brief stint with them when
Oh,
I was.
really?
Oh yeah, I was one of the
Wow,
cute,
you were one of the.
I was one of the saloon
dance
floozies.
hall girls. Nice.
And it was
You didn't
it's
get
just
shot, did you?
no, but I had a little. I don't know what they're called, the itty bitty little ones.
Like a little Derringer.
Yes, and it fit right in the cleavage.
Perfect.
And I actually have a picture where I'm romancing them. Yeah,
Nice.
it's just fun. But no, but I think it would be cool. I mean, if you do stuff like that with things like that, I think it'd be fun. I'd love to connect you with them
Wow.
because they
Glad to
do
talk to 'em.
shows. They do. I think the Cripple Creek Heritage Days. I think they're putting up a show there, and then I think they're here at the county fair sometimes.
Oh, wow.
I know they do a show, maybe that is, and in Santa Fe?
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
it can be a pretty cool
No,
thing.
no, not Santa. Is it Santa Fe? Oh, one of the places out here. But yeah, they do all kinds of, and it's just fun. And they put on their little show. They have the town drunk
Right.
and, you know, the madam. And I mean, it's just really
Yeah,
fun. I
it's
think
fun.
that'd be neat.
It would be
So-
right up these people's alley.
Exactly.
Because a lot of them come from Texas, but we have people this year from Oregon to Indiana, all over
And
the
you
place.
said it's this weekend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little short notice. Probably won't have it, but for next year,
Yep, Friday
you know.
and Saturday. Latigo Trails Equestrian Center
cool.
over on Meridian near Falcon.
Okay. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I mean, but if you have other events and then for next year, I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah,
And they're always looking for members to join the fun too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's a pretty cool thing.
it is
I
it is
did
fun.
it a long time ago when I was playing music, and playing at a place where he hired a band, put together a band for the summer, because it was just Memorial Day through Labor Day.
Right.
And it was actually where they filmed the Alamo.
Oh, okay.
Originally, John Wayne, and this book is about that.
Okay.
Alamo Village down in Texas. But he would put together a band,
There you go.
and then the band would be the gunfighters, so we didn't have any formal training. They
Oh.
just kind of show us how to do it and turn us loose.
Very cool.
But we did have a stunt guy there who was on staff who
Mm-hmm.
helped kind of try to make it realistic.
Very cool.
But the thing you wanted to do was get a role in each gunfight where you weren't the first guy killed. Because you'd be lying out there in the street,
I know,
100
in the
degrees
heat,
down
and
in
like,
Texas,
I'm
bleaching
melting.
with ants crawling on you, trying not to move,
Looking really dead.
Yeah.
There's the bugs eating
trying
you.
not to twitch too much.
Oh wow, that
It was
is.
pretty fun. We did 4 of them a day, every day for the summer, 3 summers in a row, which was pretty
That's
awesome.
pretty awesome, yeah.
Mhm.
And I still would be with the gunfighters, but for me it was a time thing, but it was mostly a body thing. My body just couldn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of falling down and stuff.
Well, it's
for
not just the
us.
falling down, but it's just, for me there was a lot of standing and walking and working on that body thing, you know. So it's like, but
When did you do that?
about 3-4 years ago.
No, really?
Yeah,
So this is recent.
yeah.
This isn't ancient history.
No,
Wow.
no, no. That
You have
was until.
evidence, you have footage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's really
well, I have
cool.
pictures. I don't have actual videos, but I have pictures. I have this, and I wore it for Halloween one night because, the wife, there's a couple that started the whole thing, and the wife, she actually makes the costumes. She's amazing, and she just looks, what do you want? And she goes like, done. So she made me a green one, because green is a really great color. So I have this green one. I have the hat to go with it.
I might have seen a picture of you.
Probably.
Like that.
But I got a fairy wand, because at that time I was coined as Beanie the Youth Fairy, and I beat the life out of people with the wand. It's like they're like,
I
give me
remember.
youth, and I'm like, here you
I
go.
remember seeing stuff about that.
But that was during that time when I was part of them. So
Yeah, it's
It was
a funny
really-
thing.
it,
Some
it's,
people take it pretty seriously too.
well, they are taking it serious. I mean, they're doing the rehearsals, and I mean, and it's fun. It's just fun. And if you guys are interested in joining, you know, I'll put the contact information in the credits as well.
Gold Canyon,
Gold Canyon Gunfighters in the Springs.
check that out.
Yeah, it's fun, and they really look like John.
Are they year round?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do they get regular gigs? They stay pretty busy?
They're fairly busy. They can always use more.
Mhm.
They can always use more.
It's a pretty cool thing though.
It's a lot of fun. I know they did for a while at the when we had the rodeo in town.
Mhm.
They robbed
Really?
the cashier. We did a little show there for a while,
Mhm.
and yeah, they robbed the cashier. That was
But
that's
you
pretty
gave
cool.
them fair warning, right? So nobody got
Well, yeah.
shot in real life.
Well, yeah, no, we put the rope up and
Right.
just made sure
Didn't
everybody
just
was
spring it
safe.
on 'em.
No.
Good
But I
way to
mean,
get
it's just
somebody
cool, and just, I mean, I always know. So I was born and raised in Germany, but
I thought it was Alabama.
yeah, you know,
That's
no.
not where the accent comes from.
No, I'm from Germany.
Huh?
I'm from Germany. So, but I was always fascinated, even as a little child. I was like, the Wild West, the cowboys and Indians, and so I was like, they're my people. I always felt drawn to it. And then when we moved here, just over 10 years ago, within 2 weeks, I felt like I'm home. I belong.
Where'd you come from?
From El Paso, Texas.
Oh wow.
Well, we were there for a year. The first time we went to El Paso was my first time leaving Germany, and we were there for 2 years. We had our first son there, and then we went to recruiting out in Pennsylvania for 3 years, Then went back, I had the other kid there, and then we went back to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we left Germany again, we went back to El Paso for a year, and then they sent us here, and this is home.
I need to grab some water. Do you want to pause or something? And do you edit this, or are we?
We can just
Going straight forward?
just keep going because
All right.
and I'd love some. Yes, thank you. So, but yeah, no, I mean it was just for me. I felt home. This is I don't know the mountains, the everything. It is just, and sometimes you have that. You go to a place you've never been before, but maybe wanted to go to, and then you're there, and it's wow, I'm home. I like it. Thank you much. So, but anyway, so you also are. You talked about it. You're in a band,
Yes.
and I see the pictures. I have not heard you yet.
Seriously?
I'm dead serious. I'm that friend.
All right.
Secrets out.
It's kind of
I
shameful.
do love you though. I know it's very shameful. So tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about the band, Ashton's, right?
Called the Ash Tones.
Oh, Ashtones, all right.
Yeah, the
Ashtones.
long O thing.
Right,
the
but
O.
got that little thing on
That's
the
for
O.
pronunciation purposes.
Okay,
I wonder if I have any propaganda here that would show you.
that's okay.
But yeah, it's a long story. The Ash Tones name is an inside joke going back to high school. We kind of had to be
That's
there.
where things
But involves a
start.
guy named Ashton
Okay.
who became Ashtone, and he had to be there. But we came to, well, I started playing with two friends of mine in Evergreen back in just right after high school, and we called ourselves Ashtones as a joke, never thinking that it would ever see the light of day, because we just
Here you are.
well, I had a 4-track recorder, and we would record and mix stuff, stay up all night and do all this stuff. And we were 18 and just made bad cover jobs of other people's songs. But then, fast forward 30 years, at my 30-year high school reunion, a friend of mine was organizing it, and as a whim, I said, hey, why don't you let Neil and I play some music there as the entertainment? And I thought for sure she would say, no, we're going to do a DJ.
And when was that?
30-year high school reunion, which will be 10 years next year.
Okay.
So a while. But then she said, yeah, that's great. And she called our bluff. And me and this friend of mine, one of the original Ashtones, played music at our high school reunion, and everybody survived. We had fun. We didn't get booed off.
That's a win.
So the band was actually reborn. So, and we've been playing for really about 5 years around here. And it was supposed to be maybe a once a month thing, just as a whim.
And now it's almost weekly, isn't it?
We'll end up doing 50 plus this year,
Wow.
and we did about 50 last year. And we're getting better gigs now. We're playing, like I mentioned, at Boot Barn Hall next week, or this weekend. We played at the Concerts in the Park at Limbach Park. Last week we do.
You have magic powers. I'm sorry. They're already here.
Oh, there they are.
Anyway,
Wow.
you told them to come up here.
Actually, we'll give them something to eat too.
Cool.
We
Anyway.
do the Monupalooza Music Festival, which is an annual thing at Limbach Park and Monument. It's 5 bands all day. I organized that starting 2 years ago, and this will be our third one.
Nice.
Labor Day weekend.
Very cool.
We take over the park, and it's free to the public. There's food trucks. It's really cool.
Okay, so far I have nothing on my calendar, so there's a very good chance.
It's Labor Day Eve, Sunday, September 1st.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Monupalooza.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to remember that. And
Okay.
but we play a lot of fun places and play fun music, and everybody has a good time.
So what music style? I mean, fun is different
Rock,
for everyone.
pop, country, some blues, but
Whatever.
we try to keep it interesting and not play the stuff you hear all over the place.
Oh, I like that.
Keep it interesting and unusual and stuff that we like, and have enough fun with it that it rubs off on everybody else.
So do you create your own music, or you're more of
We
a
have
cover
some
band?
original stuff, but it's mostly cover stuff.
Okay.
But like I said, try to do artists that people either don't know or haven't heard in a while,
Nice.
stuff like that.
Very
So
cool.
Pull out some chestnuts, and you see people say, "Oh wow," which is cool.
That is so cool.
And we got Nathan's been with me for 5 years now. He plays the guitar and the mandolin, which is cool, and he sings. He's the youngest one, the cute one. And Randy's the drummer. He's been with us. He was a fill-in, I think, 3 summers ago, and he's been full-time for the last year and a half, probably. And he lives right near here. Bob Boker, formerly of Wirewood Station, and a friend named Steve Skoog are splitting time on the bass. They're like half and half, and they're both really good. And then the other guy that came in this year, his name is Kerry Page, and he lives over in Palmer Lake. And we just kind of stumbled on him. It was a kind of a freak deal to find him, but he plays the saxophone and what's called the electronic wind instrument. This thing looks like a clarinet, but he can make it sound like anything. Guitar,
what? Kind of like
organ.
a keyboard where you can like do different things
Yeah,
with.
he's amazing. So
Wow.
he's the secret weapon. So we have fun, and the music
Nice.
is getting better and better. So
Well, you know, practice makes
cool thing.
perfect. That's what they say anyway.
and getting people that are good.
Well, yeah, that helps too. It's like gotta have somebody that has a little ear for music. That's
But
that's
it's fun. We
definitely-
get to do a lot of charity stuff. We're doing, like I said, at Stargazers, a charity thing for the 6035 community, and that's on August 24th at Stargazers. Then August 31st, the Disgruntled Vet Fest.
I just love that name.
Yeah, I hope
Maybe I'll bring my disgruntled vet.
you see a golf ball?
Do what?
It looked like he was about to pull one of those golf balls off the shelf.
Oh, he doesn't
But he's
really
okay.
do balls.
But yeah, we get to do fun stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the fundraisers are cool.
And you know, it's so fun. I don't know if you guys see that, but when he's talking about the band and the music, your everything lights up. No, this is awesome because I love it when people have a passion, you know, and they follow their passion and they do it, and even if it starts as a side gig, you know, and then it morphs into this whole
It's a good
thing.
outlet.
It is.
I might be in jail otherwise. I don't know. Also,
Well then, I got nothing on that one.
I write a bi-monthly, every other week column in the Tri-Lakes Tribune.
Oh, nice.
Been doing that for the last few months. I published and edited the Texas Longhorns Journal.
You know, I think we
a
met
dozen
at an
years.
event through the Tri-Lakes Chamber.
Yes, that's probably true. Yeah, I get to do that every 2 weeks,
That
which
is so
fun.
awesome.
And I just started helping out with a magazine called Monument Living,
Okay.
and I'm going to be taking it over in the
Oh,
next
good
few
for you.
months. It's a monthly, and what's really cool is the last few months, starting back here, see this nice picture? I wrote the feature story. This is our friend
Nice.
Alicia Taylor
Very
of
cool.
Ravissant Salon in Monument.
Very nice.
I wrote the story, but my son Mike took the pictures, and he's
Oh.
really good. And
Yeah.
to see all of these.
And you know, I have to say, because I see, I mean, all our little areas have those magazines,
Right.
and it's like, you know, is it Strathmore Hills Living or
Mhm.
Rockmore Living or,
Mhm.
and I think those little magazines are such a good resource, especially, I mean, obviously if you live in the neighborhood, you know, it's like, I love doing business
Yeah,
with people. I mean, we all do business
real
with people we know,
people.
like, and trust, you know,
Mhm.
and having that and putting a face.
Yeah,
or-
seeing someone you know, or
Right,
seeing
and then for
businesses.
me, being military, you know,
Mhm.
we move so much. And I think for our military folks, it's like those magazines, if you can find one in whatever neighborhood you're in,
It's
they're
a good
amazing.
connector.
They're really good connectors. Like, reach out to the people, and it's like, if you can find what's in there, or what you're looking for, well, you find what's in there clearly, because duh. That was a duh moment. But if you can't find what you're looking for, you know, you can reach out to somebody in the magazine and find out and get the help you need. And it's just, but that's cool, good for
Yeah,
you. I
so
think
my
that's
son takes the pictures.
that's
I
awesome.
write the stories.
He's quite a photographer. Oh, who's that? I don't know that guy. Oh yeah, that's no, I'm just kidding.
And then this is Mark Wida, who owns Street Smart Auto Brokers down in
Nice.
Motor City. He lives right over the hill in Kings Deer.
Very cool.
So, yeah,
And I have to
it's,
tell you guys, this
pretty cool
neighborhood
thing.
up here, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, very, very lucky. I can't take
So-
credit for being here, but I won't
Right.
apologize
No, you
either.
never apologize.
No, it's a
So my
beautiful
husband and I
thing.
were actually looking within the next 5 years, we're gonna move further north. Because I mean, I love my house, it's small, but it's too
If you
small.
don't have to wait 5 years, we've got a spec home for sale right over there.
I saw that.
Hook you up.
I saw that. Maybe we
It's a
should
nice
talk.
place. It's got 2.5 acres. It looks right down on the pasture here.
So, And I told my husband, I said, I think we need to start looking, you know, just go window shopping so we know what we want, what we don't want, what will work, what will not work.
It gets a little windy
So-
up here. You guys are in the banana belt compared to here.
You know, we actually,
That's one of the differences.
so we always laugh, we live in a bubble,
Mhm.
because there can be roaring storms going all around and hail and wind and
You
everything.
miss it.
And most of the time, as soon as you turn on, you know, where Mesa Ridge Parkway turns from Powers, you know, the Powers and the Mesa Ridge Parkway, that neighborhood, that whole area there, as soon as you turn in there, it's dry.
Oh, that's.
And I had a friend one time, a few years ago, she didn't believe me. She says, oh, I'm on the way, and their husbands were both deployed because they were in the same unit. She says, oh, but I had to check, you know, and something because of the downpouring and like security is being flooded and blah, blah, blah. And I said, not a drop here. And she didn't believe me, and so she turns on the street, and it went from she couldn't see the front of her hood to bone dry. And she called me, she didn't even wait to get to the house, she calls me, she goes, oh my gosh, this is unreal, I never believed you until I saw it, I was like, ah!
We had
yeah.
a storm a few years ago where we had probably 18 inches of snow here.
Yikes.
And this was maybe 10 years ago. And I drove the next day down to the south end of town and there was nothing. You're talking 20 miles as the crow flies.
Well, yeah.
But you're talking also
Elevation.
1,500 feet maybe.
Right, and that makes a difference. That makes a difference in the
But
mountains.
right about Flying Horse is where
Right.
it can start getting gnarly.
Right, yeah.
And the wind blows a little bit, but it's not bad.
Right. No, so, oh, Mo,
A little bit of a trade-off.
I got caught on my
Keeps
dog.
the wimps away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this. This was awesome. You are
Beautiful
amazing.
thing.
It is beautiful, and I love your cabin, and I cannot wait for this to become a B&B.
That would be cool.
It will be cool. If not would be, it will be.
Well, if I leave,
If you
I have
leave.
to leave. That's part of the
Oh,
deal.
okay. All
But
right.
I'll have a chance to build something up the hill near our barn, hopefully in the next year.
Oh, there you go.
So-
That's cool.
Stay in the neighborhood.
Very cool.
But yeah, this is a pretty neat deal right now.
It is. It is. I'm. This is.
That's the town right there.
Mo's standing at the window looking.
Yeah, he
What
wants
are
to go
those?
play with the cows.
He wants to go play with the cows. Let's go play with the cows.
Okay, let's do it. See ya.
See ya.